Ladies and gentlemen, too many people waste their lives looking left and right, worrying about what others are doing. They compare lifestyles, incomes, achievements, and even happiness as if life is a race where everyone runs the same track. But here's the truth, the only race you're truly running is with yourself. And if you keep watching other people's lanes, you will trip in your own. When you focus on yourself, you take back your power. You stop measuring your value by someone else's timeline, and you start creating your own. The reality is, your biggest competition isn't the person you think is ahead of you, it's the version of you from yesterday. Your mission is simple. Wake up every day determined to be 1% better than that version. Energy is your most valuable currency. Spend it wisely. Every minute you waste comparing, gossiping, or obsessing over others is a minute stolen from your own progress. Imagine if you took all that energy and invested it in your skills, your health, your mindset. Where would you be a year from now? Growth is often invisible at first. It happens in silence. You won't always see instant results, and that's okay. The seed you plant today will take time to break the soil. Don't rush it, don't broadcast it, just nurture it. While others are busy showing off, you'll be busy building something worth showing. Learn something new every day, improve a little every day. Repeat that without fail. This cycle will create unstoppable momentum. And remember, your mind is your fortress, protect it. Don't let toxic people, negative news, or empty criticism live rent-free in your head. Lastly, understand this. Focus is a long game. You won't see massive change overnight. But if you stay patient, stay consistent, and keep your eyes on your own path, the results will be so big, the same people who once ignored you will ask, how did you do it? And so stop running in circles trying to impress the world. Focus on yourself, and one day, the world will have no choice but to notice. Let me ask you something. How many dreams have died in your heart? Not because you couldn't achieve them, but because you kept looking at someone else and thinking, they're already ahead, so why even try? Think about it. How many times have you held back from starting something because you saw someone younger, richer, smarter, or more talented already doing it? This is the silent poison that kills potential. The habit of measuring your worth with someone else's ruler. And the truth is, no one ever built a great life by spending their days staring over the fence at their neighbor's grass. Every single moment you spend comparing your journey to someone else's, you are robbing yourself of the time, energy, and focus you could be using to build your own. Comparison is not just a bad habit. It's an invisible thief that sneaks in and steals your confidence, your creativity, and your motivation before you even notice it's gone. You scroll through social media and see perfectly filtered lives, shiny achievements, and flawless smiles. And in that moment, without even realizing it, you tell yourself, I'm behind. I'm not enough. But here's the reality. You're comparing your behind, the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. And that's like comparing the foundation of a house still being built to a mansion that's already decorated and furnished. They are not the same stage, and they never will be. The moment you stop comparing and start building, everything shifts. Suddenly you free up mental space. You stop asking, why don't I have what they have? And start asking, what can I create with what I have? That small shift in mindset is the difference between living in envy and living with purpose. Imagine if a runner in a race kept turning his head to see how far behind or ahead the others were. He would lose speed, lose rhythm, and probably lose the race. The fastest way to lose momentum in life is to constantly check where others are on their path. You have to understand that every journey is unique. You don't know the sacrifices that person made, the battles they fought in silence, or the tears they cried when no one was watching. You might see the final product, but you have no idea how messy the process was. And more importantly, their process has nothing to do with yours. You could both start at the exact same time and still arrive at different moments. And that's perfectly fine, because your paths were never meant to be identical. Here's the hard truth. If you spend all your time comparing, you're not actually moving forward. You're just standing still, looking left and right. And the more you look, the more you convince yourself that you can't move at all. But when you stop comparing, when you put your head down and decide, I'm going to build my own lane, you will be shocked at how much progress you can make in a short time. People will start to wonder how you did it, and the answer will be simple. You finally stopped giving your energy to someone else's story and started writing your own. Building takes patience. It takes long nights, quiet mornings, and moments when no one believes in you. And that's exactly why focusing on your own work is so powerful. Because in those moments when applause is absent and recognition is nowhere in sight, your progress is still happening. The bricks are being laid. The structure is taking shape. But none of that will happen if your eyes are always on someone else's building instead of your own. You cannot create your masterpiece while you're busy staring at someone else's painting. The world has enough imitators. It doesn't need another copy. It needs your original work. And that work begins the moment you choose to stop comparing and start building. There is a trap many people fall into without realizing it. They spend their entire lives trying to outrun someone else. They measure their worth by whether they can make more money than a friend, get promoted before a co-worker, or achieve milestones faster than a neighbor. But here's the truth most people miss. The only person you should be competing with is the person you were yesterday. Everyone else is living a completely different life with different experiences, resources, and opportunities. The idea that you can measure yourself against them and get any meaningful answer is an illusion. When you shift your mindset from, I have to beat them, to, I have to beat my own yesterday, everything becomes clearer. You stop feeling threatened by other people's success because you realize it has nothing to do with your journey. Instead, you start asking better questions. Did I grow today? Did I make progress? Did I push myself beyond what I thought I could do? That is the real scoreboard that matters, and it is entirely in your control. Think about it. If you wake up each day just one step better than the day before, where would you be in a year? Improvement doesn't need to be dramatic to be powerful. Sometimes it's learning one new skill, breaking one bad habit, or taking one small action toward a goal. These small, consistent wins compound over time, and before you know it, you've transformed in ways that once felt impossible. But that transformation will never happen if your eyes are fixed on someone else's pace. You have to run your race at your own speed, but you must also make sure that every lap you run is faster, stronger, and smarter than your last. Your biggest competition is the you that settles for good enough. It's the version of you that procrastinates, that makes excuses, that lets fear or doubt dictate decisions. That version of you will try to whisper that you've done enough, that you can slow down, that you can take it easy because someone else is already ahead and there's no point in pushing. But you have to silence that voice, because the truth is, the only reason that someone else is ahead is because they kept going while you hesitated. One of the most liberating things you can do is stop obsessing over whether you're first, second, or last compared to others, and instead focus entirely on whether you're moving forward compared to yourself. Did you push through discomfort today? Did you handle a challenge better than you would have last year? Did you turn a weakness into a strength? These are the questions that separate those who truly grow from those who only appear to succeed. When you compete with yourself, you never lose. Even if you fall short of a goal, you still gain experience, knowledge, and resilience that you didn't have before. That's the beauty of self-competition. It's a win-win game. The only way to truly lose is to stop trying, to accept the same version of yourself over and over again and call it enough. Think of an athlete in training. They may look at the scoreboard during the game, but in practice, their real focus is on breaking their own personal records. If they lifted 100 pounds last week, they aim for 105 this week. If they ran a mile in 8 minutes yesterday, they aim for 7 minutes and 50 seconds today. Over time, those personal challenges stack up into remarkable performance. Not because they were chasing others, but because they were constantly chasing a better version of themselves. In life, the scoreboard you should care about is invisible to the world. It lives in the small choices you make daily, the standards you set for yourself, and the discipline you build when no one is watching. That is where your real competition lies. In your habits, in your mindset, in your willingness to demand more from yourself than you did yesterday. Every single day, you wake up with a limited amount of energy. It's like a bank account that starts with a set balance every morning, and you get to decide how to spend it. But here's the problem. Most people don't spend it. They waste it. They hand it out freely to distractions, unnecessary arguments, meaningless scrolling, and worrying about things they cannot control. and then they wonder why, by the time they sit down to work on their dreams, they feel drained, uninspired, and powerless. The truth is, success isn't just about talent or opportunity. It's about energy management. You cannot expect to create a powerful life if you are constantly running on empty. Think about how often you let little things steal your energy. Someone posts something on social media that irritates you, and suddenly you're thinking about it for hours. A coworker makes a comment that gets under your skin, and you replay it in your head all day. A small setback happens, and instead of finding a solution, you spend half the day complaining. These moments might feel harmless in the moment, but they are like leaks in your energy tank. A little leak over time will leave you completely empty. And once your energy is gone, it doesn't matter how much time you have left in the day, nothing productive will come from a tired mind and a weary spirit. Your energy is the fuel for everything you want to build. Every great decision, every creative breakthrough, every courageous action. They all require mental, emotional, and even physical energy. If you give away your best energy to things that don't matter, you will have nothing left for the things that do. This is why it's so important to get intentional about where your energy goes. You have to ask yourself daily, is this worth my energy? Will this move me closer to my goals, or is it just pulling me away from them? The most successful and fulfilled people are not necessarily the ones who work the longest hours. They are the ones who protect their energy like a priceless treasure. They understand that saying yes to every request, engaging in every conflict, or chasing every shiny distraction will leave them too depleted to do the work that truly matters. So they learn to say no, often not out of arrogance, but out of self-respect. They know that every yes is also a no to something else, and they choose to say yes only to the things that feed their vision. You also have to realize that the people you surround yourself with either fuel your energy or drain it. Spend too much time with negative, pessimistic, or toxic people, and you will feel tired even if you did nothing physically exhausting. On the other hand, spending time around positive-driven and uplifting people will recharge you, inspire you, and make you feel capable of taking on the world. Your environment is constantly shaping your energy, and if you don't take control of it, it will control you. And let's not forget the simplest truth. Your body is the power plant of your energy. You can't expect to be focused and creative if you're always running on junk food, caffeine overload, and minimal sleep. Physical health, mental clarity, and emotional balance are all deeply connected. Every hour of sleep you sacrifice, every meal you skip, every workout you avoid, these choices slowly chip away at your energy reserves, making it harder to perform at your best. When you start treating your energy like the most valuable currency you own, you stop wasting it on the petty, the temporary, and the meaningless. You start spending it only on the people, projects, and passions that give you a return. And that return is not just in money or success, it's in the form of progress, peace, and purpose. We live in a world that glorifies noise. Everywhere you look, people are broadcasting their every move, sharing every minor achievement, and announcing plans before they've even begun the work. It's easy to believe that if you're not talking about what you're doing, then nothing is happening. But the reality is the opposite. Real growth often happens in silence, away from the spotlight, in the moments when no one is watching and no applause is given. Think about nature. A seed doesn't announce to the world that it's about to sprout. It doesn't post updates about how deep its roots are growing or how much water it's absorbing. All of that transformation happens beneath the soil, hidden from view, in total silence. And yet, it's during that unseen stage that the seed becomes strong enough to push through the dirt and face the world. Your life works the same way. The most important changes, the kind that truly shape who you are, happen in the quiet. In the late nights you spend learning. In the early mornings you spend training. In the hours of practice no one else will ever see. The problem is, we often feel pressured to prove to others that we're making progress. We want to post it, talk about it, and seek validation before the work is even done. But here's the truth. When you share too soon, you invite unnecessary noise into your process. People will question you, criticize you, or even discourage you before you've had the chance to build enough strength to ignore them. Silence, in those moments, becomes your shield. It protects you from the doubts of others while you are still laying the foundation of your success. There's also a hidden power in keeping your progress to yourself. It forces you to rely on your own motivation instead of external praise. When no one knows what you're working on, you have no choice but to keep going because of your own vision, not because you're chasing likes, compliments, or applause. This builds a deeper kind of discipline, the kind that lasts even when no one is paying attention. Growth in silence also teaches patience. We live in an instant results culture where everyone wants to see change overnight, but real transformation takes time. Skills take years to refine, habits take months to solidify, and dreams take countless hours of consistent effort to materialize. If you're always rushing to show results, you'll be tempted to cut corners just to have something to display. But when you embrace the quiet, you give yourself permission to grow at your own pace, without comparison, without pressure, and without distraction. Think about every great athlete, musician, or entrepreneur you admire. You probably know their big public moments, the championship win, the best-selling album, the massive company launch. But what you don't see is the years of work behind those moments. The hours of training in empty gyms, the endless rehearsals in small rooms, the business plans written in the middle of the night when everyone else was asleep. Those were the seasons of silent growth. And without them, the big moments would have never happened. Silence also has a way of making your eventual success louder. When you appear seemingly out of nowhere, with a level of skill, mastery, or achievement that no one saw coming, it surprises people. It makes them stop and take notice. That surprise is a powerful thing because it shifts the focus from talk to results. You don't have to convince anyone of your worth when your work speaks for itself. So, don't underestimate the power of those quiet seasons. They might feel lonely, they might feel invisible, but they are where the roots of your greatness are being formed. And when the time is right, you will emerge stronger, sharper, and more prepared than you ever could have been if you had chased validation instead of focusing on the work. Every single person you admire, every expert you respect, every leader who inspires you, they all have one thing in common: they are students first. They never stop learning. They never stop improving. They never stop repeating the process. Too many people treat learning as something they finish in school, as if education ends when you graduate. But the truth is, the most important lessons in life happen outside the classroom. And the moment you stop learning is the moment you stop growing. Learning is the foundation of progress. The more you know, the more tools you have to face challenges, make better decisions, and see opportunities others miss. But here's the thing, learning alone is not enough. You can read every book, watch every video, and attend every seminar. But if you don't apply what you learn, it's like collecting seeds and never planting them. Knowledge becomes power only when you put it into action. That's where improvement begins. Improvement is not about making massive leaps overnight. It's about small, deliberate adjustments over time. It's taking what you learned, testing it in real life, seeing what works, and refining what doesn't. Think about a sculptor. They don't create a masterpiece by one giant swing of the chisel. They shape it slowly, stroke by stroke, refining every curve, smoothing every edge. Your life works the same way. You take the raw material of who you are today, and through learning and improving, you shape a better version of yourself. But here's the part many people overlook. You have to repeat the process endlessly. You don't arrive at a point where you no longer need to grow. The moment you think you've reached the top, you stop climbing, and that's when complacency sets in. And complacency is dangerous because while you're standing still, the world is moving forward. The people who keep winning are the ones who treat every achievement not as the finish line, but as the starting point for the next challenge. Repetition is not glamorous. It's not exciting to practice the same skill over and over again, to rewrite the same speech, to rehearse the same moves, to run the same drills. But repetition is where mastery is built. It's where the work becomes second nature, where your skills become so sharp that they look effortless to others. What people call talent is often just the result of learning, improving, and repeating until excellence becomes automatic. This cycle also builds resilience. When you commit to learning constantly, you stop fearing failure because you know failure is just feedback. You stop avoiding challenges because you see them as opportunities to improve. And you stop comparing yourself to others because your focus is on your own cycle of growth. you understand that every time you learn something new and apply it, you're adding another layer to your strength, another tool to your arsenal, another reason to keep moving forward. The most dangerous mindset you can have is believing that what you already know is enough. The world changes, industries evolve, opportunities shift, and if you're not learning, you're falling behind. But the opposite is also true if you are learning every day, even in small ways. You are always moving ahead, always adapting, always ready for whatever comes next. This is why the learn, improve, repeat cycle is unstoppable. It doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't matter if you have limited resources, no connections, or very little experience. If you commit to absorbing knowledge, applying it with discipline, and repeating that process relentlessly, growth becomes inevitable. Your mind is the control center of your life. Every action you take, every decision you make, every risk you embrace or avoid, it all begins with a single thought. And that's why protecting your mindset is not optional, it's essential. Because no matter how talented you are, no matter how many opportunities you have, if your mindset is filled with doubt, fear, or negativity, it will sabotage you before the world even gets the chance to. The truth is your mindset is under attack every single day. Social media bombards you with unrealistic images of success, making you feel like you're falling behind. The news fills your head with constant fear and uncertainty, convincing you that the world is falling apart. Some people around you, intentionally or not, project their insecurities onto you, telling you your dreams are impossible or too big. If you're not careful, these voices start to drown out your own. They chip away at your belief in yourself until you start lowering your expectations, shrinking your ambitions, and settling for less than you're capable of. Protecting your mindset means creating strong boundaries for what you allow into your mental space. It means being intentional about the conversations you have, the content you consume, and the company you keep. If you spend enough time around people who see the world through the lens of limitation, you will start to believe those limits are real. But if you surround yourself with people who think big, act boldly, and refuse to settle, their courage becomes contagious. Their belief in possibilities strengthens your own. It's also about protecting your inner dialogue, the way you speak to yourself. You can't expect to live a confident life if your self-talk is filled with self-criticism. Every time you tell yourself, I can't, I'm not good enough, or I'll probably fail, you plant seeds of doubt in your own mind. And the more you repeat those phrases, the deeper they root. Protecting your mindset means catching those thoughts and replacing them with ones that fuel you, not drain you. Instead of, I can't, you say, I'll figure it out. Instead of, I'm not good enough, you say, I'm getting better every day. These small changes in language have a massive impact on the way you see yourself and the way you show up in the world. Protecting your mindset also means knowing when to step away from negativity entirely. Sometimes that means limiting how much news you consume. Sometimes it means muting or unfollowing people who constantly post toxic content online. Sometimes it means creating distance from relationships that drain your energy rather than build it. And sometimes it means learning to be comfortable with solitude, because being alone with your own thoughts is far healthier than being surrounded by voices that tear you down. And here's the thing most people don't realize. Mindset is not something you fix once and keep forever. It's something you have to maintain, just like your physical health. You wouldn't go to the gym once and expect to be fit for life. In the same way, you can't read one motivational book, watch one inspiring video, or have one deep conversation and expect your mindset to be bulletproof forever. You have to feed it daily with positive input, just as you feed your body with healthy food. You have to train it with consistent habits like gratitude, goal setting, and reflection, so that strength becomes second nature. Because in the end, the world will always have challenges, critics, and chaos. You can't control that, but you can control how you let it affect you. And that control begins with your mindset. When you protect it fiercely, you protect your potential, your peace, and your power. We live in an age where everyone wants everything right now. People want results without the process, rewards without the work, and recognition without the grind. They want to plant the seed today and eat the fruit tomorrow. But life doesn't work that way, and success certainly doesn't. The truth is, greatness is never the result of a single big leap. It's the product of small, repeated steps taken over a long period of time. Patience and consistency are not just good traits to have. They are the unshakable foundation on which all lasting success is built. Patience is what keeps you calm when results are slow. It's what stops you from quitting when you've been working for months or years and still haven't seen the breakthrough you expected. Without patience, you'll abandon your journey the moment it stops being exciting. But with patience, you understand that growth has seasons. There's a time to plant, a time to water, and a time to harvest. If you skip a season, you destroy the entire process. Just like a farmer doesn't dig up the soil every week to check if the roots are growing, you can't constantly tear apart your progress just because you can't see the results yet. Consistency, on the other hand, is the daily discipline to keep showing up, even when it's inconvenient, even when you don't feel motivated, and even when it feels like nothing is changing. Motivation might get you started, but it's consistency that keeps you moving forward when the excitement fades. Think of it like building muscle. Going to the gym once a month won't make a difference, but going 3 times a week for a year will transform your body. The same principle applies to building a business, mastering a skill, or improving yourself. It's the repetition, the small actions done over and over, that compound into extraordinary results. When patience and consistency work together, they create unstoppable momentum. Patience gives you the long-term vision, so you don't get discouraged by temporary setbacks. Consistency gives you the short-term action, so you're always moving toward that vision. Without patience, consistency feels pointless because you expect instant results and get frustrated when they don't appear. Without consistency, patience becomes waste potential because you're simply waiting without doing the work that creates progress. You need both. One fuels your endurance, the other fuels your effort. Look at any long-term success story, and you'll see this pattern. The athlete who spent a decade training before becoming an overnight champion. The musician who played in empty rooms for years before selling out stadiums. The entrepreneur who failed multiple times before building the company everyone talks about today. Their success might look sudden to the outside world, but behind that moment were years of patient effort and consistent action. The challenge is, patience and consistency are not exciting. They're not glamorous. They don't give you instant dopamine like likes, follow, or quick wins do. That's why so many people abandon the process before they see results. They confuse slow progress with no progress. But every day you stay consistent, every day you keep building, you are stacking bricks that will one day form the foundation of something unshakable. And the longer you stick with it, the stronger that foundation becomes. Patience also teaches you something deeper: respect for the process. You begin to understand that the time it takes is not a punishment, but a necessary part of shaping you into the person capable of handling the success you're chasing. Because if you get what you want too soon, you won't be ready for it, and you'll lose it just as quickly. The journey is as important as the destination, because it's in the journey that you gain the skills, resilience, and wisdom to sustain your success when it finally arrives. When you truly embrace patience and consistency, you stop obsessing over when and focus entirely on how. You stop looking for shortcuts and start committing to the work. You stop chasing speed and start chasing progress. And that's when you discover the truth. Slow, steady, focused effort beats fast, distracted effort every time. At the end of the day, everything we've talked about, stopping comparison, competing only with yourself, protecting your energy, embracing silent growth, learning and improving relentlessly, guarding your mindset, and walking with patience and consistency. It all comes down to one truth: the only person who has the power to shape your life is you. Not your friends, not your family, not your critics, and not your competitors. You. When you focus on yourself, you stop playing small games. You stop chasing validation. You stop living for the approval of people who may never truly understand your vision. Instead, you take ownership of your growth, your habits, your discipline, and your dreams. You stop running in circles, looking left and right, and you lock your eyes forward on the life you want to build. And here's the beautiful thing. When you commit to this path, the world has no choice but to notice. People will see the results of your focus long before they hear about your process. They'll wonder how you became so confident, so skilled, so unshakable. And you'll know the truth. It didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen by accident. It happened because you decided, day after day, to focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Your life is your race. Your energy is your fuel. Your mindset is your guide. And your persistence is your guarantee. So stop looking for shortcuts. Stop waiting for permission. Stop letting the noise of the world drown out the voice inside you that knows exactly who you can become. Focus on yourself and watch how the world changes around you.